Okay, now guys, we are seeing what is the purpose of a stern tube. So the purpose of the stern tube is one we have already seen, that is to prevent water leakage, that is sealing. But the other important purpose is withstanding the load.
To every marine engineer out there, from junior engineer to chief engineer and electrical officer, we all know that earning respect on ship is very important. We all know fast promotions are very important, and we all know that इज्जत कमानी है, promotion चाहिए तो काम आना चाहिए, तो जूते पड़ते हैं, गालियां पड़ती हैं, and for that you need a good mentor. Sometimes we keep finding those mentors on board ship, अगर नहीं मिल रहे तो MNDFLIX है ना, Merchant Navy Decoded has launched a subscription model where you can find more than 30 plus courses with respect to your rank, helping you earn respect on ship. Please enroll on these free trial videos, watch these videos as per rank, and then decide whether you want to invest or not, with a very good flexible payment plan as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.
The purpose of stern tube is to withstand the load. The stern tube withstanding load means what it is. So you have a propeller shaft, which is a long shaft. It is heavy and it is running continuously. It is driving one propeller. So there is an intermediate shaft bearing, but you cannot completely put all the load of the shaft on the intermediate shaft bearing. You need to provide additional assembly, so to support the shaft, okay, to connect it from the aft frame, aft peak bulkhead and the stern frame. So when you are giving this, so it is like a cantilever beam, right? If you are giving it support from one end, then your hanging propeller is very heavy. So your heavy propeller, which is hanging at the end of the shaft, does not take the shaft down. In that case, something is holding. So this stern tube is holding your shaft in one place. How it is holding? By connecting it with the stern frame on one end, aft end, and one end it is connected to the aft peak bulkhead. So that is how your shaft is supported. Otherwise, what will happen? The shaft will have a deviation. The propeller will try to pull the shaft down, whereas your main bearings are trying to, engine is trying to pull it in this way. So there will be a bending of the propeller shaft in some way, or it will have a stress zone created. So that is one of the major purpose. Supports the load of the propeller shaft and the propeller. The overhanging length, that is what we are. It is a big length of the, so you see in the bigger vessels where you have bigger main engines, you will have one or more than one or two or three intermediate shaft bearing. Why they give it? To give it additional support at places. Otherwise, the shaft will bend. So in the end, you need some continuous support, long support. So this is overhanging length of the propeller shaft, and the propeller apply the downward force on the shaft, and this stresses, and generally during the heavy weather, rough weather, the tube will bend. Okay, the tube will have additional load, so that the shaft can bend. If there is an heavy weather, this tube can have some flexing also, can bend along with the ship's hull, because it is supported to the ship's hull. Your shaft is not connected to the ship's hull anywhere. It is connected to the engine shaft on one side and the propeller shaft on one side. Okay. So here you need to give your shaft connection with the ship's hull, where from the stern frame and from the aft peak bulkhead. If it is connected somewhere there, this flexing of the tube will not let the shaft bend. I hope you understand. Along with the ship's hull, while also enduring higher forces from the propeller and the shaft. Preventing water leakage is what we have already seen. Okay, so the stern tube houses the sealing arrangements to prevent the water leakage into the sea. Water leakage from the sea to the vessel side, and the oil which is sealing, which is for the lubrication, also cannot go outside. So it is providing a seal for the water to come inside and for the oil to go outside. Oil is there for the sealing purpose, lubrication purpose. Okay. The arrangement has got certain arrangement. We will see different slide. Okay, different video. What is the sealing arrangement provided? There are a number of components in the stern tube seal. Okay, that is different, but here it is only for the purpose. So first is withstanding the load. Second is preventing water leakage or oil leakage from either of the sides. Then giving minimum resistance to the shaft. Let the shaft freely rotate. So if the load is causing the shaft not to rotate, propeller is trying to cause disturbance in the rotation of the shaft, it will be trouble. So the sealing arrangement also is as such. So you cannot put a some fixed seal where if you put a fixed seal, what will happen? The shaft is having trouble in rotating. So here what you have done, you have made some arrangement where the seal is just touching the shaft and it is allowing it to freely move. What it is saying, the specification and the sealing arrangement of the turn tubes should provide minimum resistance to the rotation of the propeller shaft. Minimum amount of resistance is the one in which minimal or no leakage occurs without imparting an undue frictional force on the shaft to affect its rotation. So friction is no. You cannot put a steel sealing arrangement. Otherwise, what will happen? Both the ends will have a friction. So you put rubber seals or you put lip seals. So minimum friction, minimum heat transfer, and effective sealing can take place in this section. So these are the three purpose of the stern tube. That is why you are using the stern tube in your sealing arrangement. Okay, thank you guys.